here we go. Go live.
Music is a vehicle that can take you anywhere you want to go, anytime you want to be there. No matter what you do, why you do it, who you choose to do it with or for, music will ensure that the moment is always just right. The saxophone is the luxury sports model of all vehicles that insists that you experience the ultimate groove that sets the mood for whatever you choose. Mighty Horn Music presents the COVID Concert Series with saxophonist Travis Bridges. Live from the Hollywood home studio. Smooth jazz, top 40, R&B, inspirationals, and more. Thank you for tuning in. You are now on a musical first-class journey to anywhere you want to be.
What is going on here? What's happening in this studio? This guy comes on with the intro to the COVID concert series, and he's sitting down in a chair with a t-shirt on, talking. That's weird. Why would you do that? I'll tell you why I'm doing that. Because I am in the testing stages of a new show, new live stream, new program, new podcast, simply entitled Swym, Pwym. SWYM PWYM. What that stands for is say what you mean and play what you mean. Say it with me. 1, 2, 3. Swym Pwym. Well, welcome to Swym Pwym. I am your host, Travis Bridges, and Swym Pwym is just a talk show that talks about talking. What do you mean, dude? A talk show that talks about talking. That's exactly what I said. And that's exactly what I mean. Simply because many times in conversations when two or more people are communicating, somebody will say something. Someone will hear something totally different. What that person said, they may mean something else. And before you know it, there's a misunderstanding. And then you know what misunderstandings lead to. Sometimes they lead to a little blood and a little fight. Sometimes people even lose their lives. Families go without speaking. Husbands and wife sleep in different rooms. I mean, all because someone said something and it was just a misunderstanding. You've had it happen to you before. So that's what we're going to talk about. Also, I'm talking about, this podcast is going to be a spinoff of a book that I have in the very near future. The book, and I'm going to read the intro of what the show is going to sound like, and I'm just going to do that. And it goes like this, okay. Mighty Horn Music is going talk. What are we talking about? Well, we're not just talking about what, but who, from everything to anything, including your mama and your daddy. But to find out what your uncles, cousins, and aunts are talking about, tune in Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. for a golden edition of Swym Pwym. But don't tell a soul, okay? Let them find out for themselves. It's Swym Pwym. Say what you mean and play what you mean. And I'm just going to sit here and chat a little bit about what we're going to be talking about. And I do have a guest that I'm going to bring on the line in a few minutes. And because we're feeling our way through, it doesn't mean we don't know where we're going. We're just doing some sound checks and tests for a few broadcasts until we get it. So thank you for your patience. I really appreciate it. But I promise you, it's going to be good. Real good. Let's see here. Oh man, I've got to get a Jesus. Okay, yeah, I ordered a cable so I can use my in-ear headsets. I guess I could go wireless, but that's when I'm doing live. I need to save those batteries. So anyway, if you're here, say something to me. Don't just sit out there and hide so I can just talk because I'm still doing some tests here. Oh, I needed to turn that down. As I said, I'm going to have a guest on in a few minutes, and we're just going to chat it up a little bit. Okay, so I see I have 3 people, and that's good enough for me. The Bible says where there's 2 or more joining together that he will be in the midst. So I've got 4 people, and I'm happy to have all 4 of you who are here. And I promise you, despise not small beginnings. I'm not nervous at all. I'm not afraid. I'm not scared. I know that it just sounds like I'm just rattling, but I promise you I am not just rattling. I'm just kind of chit-chatting. Okay? Cool. Nobody's going to say anything to me? That's cool. Well, here's hoping you had a great day and that you made it to Hump Day. Hump Day! Guess what day it is? There's my buddy, Tony Morrow, who is in the house. Thank you, Tony Morrow. Tony Morrow is a guy that I met, 30 years ago or more, at least. Me and Tony used to work at a radio station that served Fayetteville, North Carolina, but it was licensed in Dunn, which is a little city about 10 miles outside of Fayetteville, and the call letters was WDKS, Dunn, Fayetteville, Fort Bragg. And Tony Morrow was one of my fellow co-workers, and we used to work at that radio station, and those were the fun days. So, Tony, it's good to know you're still around, and thank you for hanging out with me. If I don't get any other support, I know you will be in the house, and I appreciate it, brah. Okay, come on. I need some other people. Where's our monk? Tasha, where are you tonight? I think I'm going to hold off at least until you get in the door. And just as I walked in, I have, I've got some mild construction going on around here, and the windows were open today, and I see some bugs that flew in. So while I was doing my sound check, a bug flew in like right while the intro was on. I was like, oh no, I don't have time for that. But that's just, wow. And if he flies out, or it, or she, I said he, I don't think that's a male bug, because a male bug wouldn't do that. I think that's a woman bug. You probably can't see it, but I hear it and see it, and it's driving me nuts. I guess that's what the testing is about, to get rid of distractions. So I'm hoping I see this. Oh, God, I think he flew out. So hold on a second. Let me shut the door so I don't have to worry about that. Hang on one second. Alrighty then. Okay. Well, whoever the other 4 or more, and usually when there's 4, according to the experts, there's 3 people watching or listening to every 4 that you see. So 3 times 4 is 4, 8, 12, or 3 times 4, yeah. So I might have anywhere from 12 to 15 people in here. And that's okay. So we're now about 8 after, and I'm going to shut down right at 10. I'm going to get my caller on, I guess, in a few minutes. But if you're just joining, let me just tell you, this show is entitled, the podcast rather, is entitled Swym, Pwym. And it's just talking about talking, how we communicate, how we can do real good in our communication if we can try to minimize, extra things like our feelings, our thoughts. Wow, I didn't let that bug out of here unless that was its cousin out there. Excuse me, y'all, one more time. Man. I must be really comfortable. I'm going to tell you why. Because when I started the other broadcast, man, I wouldn't be doing anything but just sitting here like this, kind of watching around, just, not wanting to make any mistakes. But I'm just kind of laid back now. Maybe it'll even get better. than that, wow, I can't even turn my head. Okay, I think I'm going to get my caller on. We're just going to talk about talking. Thank you, T. Morrow. Okay. Here we go. Ooh, it's ringing. Boom, 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 boom.
Hello?
Hey, you.
Hey,
What's crack-a-lacking?
nothing much. What you up to?
Well, this is the second episode of Swym, Pwym, and you are going to be officially my second guest. And as I was telling my audience just before I got you on the phone, that this is what I call the pilots. This is working out the kinks and just kind of getting used to sitting down instead of standing up and playing my horn. I don't have a problem talking. I know exactly where I'm going. I'm just deciding which path I'm going to go to get there. I don't have my intro yet. I don't have my sponsors yet. I don't have my closing. I'm just kind of talking and getting used to the sound of my different set of earpieces. And we're going to talk tonight. You're going to ask me what we're going to talk about? Go ahead. I'll wait.
Yes. Go ahead and tell me what you're talking about so I can start my brain to sizzling.
Well, it's not just me talking. It's us. We're going to talk, you and me. And
Okay.
I'm not going to say your name yet because I'm just trying to protect the innocent victims. I mean, guests. You were supposed to laugh a little bit on that. My jokes aren't funny? Or you didn't get it? Oh, my God.
No.
Oh, you know what? Maybe I need to move. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, how about just in general? Can you hear me? You hear me fine?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
No, I said I wasn't mentioning your name. You're my special guest, but I'm not saying your name because I just kind of want to stay away from names right now. I'll explain why later. So we won't talk, we won't say names, but you are my special guest, and I will at least let the audience know that you and me, we go way back. How far do we go back?
Oh, my gosh. Oh, it has to be over 20 years.
Well over 20 years. And I must say that you are the closest thing to family that I have here in South Florida. And before we get going, I'll just tell you, thank you for all of the wonderful years that you've tolerated me. I just want you to know how much I appreciate it and that you still continue to be my friend after all those years. And after all those things you found out about me, you still love me. So thank you.
You are so welcome because God does not make a mistake. He put people together for a reason. So you know how Tyler Perry used to say, people like trees. You got your roots, you got your branches, and you got your leaves. So we the roots.
Right.
We down in the ground tight.
Right. And forever we'll be homies for forever. Okay, so let's get into something. I was telling my audience that oftentimes in communication or conversations, people talk and they will say something and someone will hear something totally different and they will respond either based on how they feel or what they think the person is saying. And then if they, go off too fast, they will respond and then the person will hear how they're responding based on what the person thought they said or what they meant. And then before you know it, you've got this wave of conversation going where somebody's, there's a communication or conversation going and it's kind of out of hand. And it's because we got our feelings and our thoughts and our beliefs involved a little too premature. And when there's chaos, instead of hanging up or fighting, don't you think it's a good idea to just talk and say, hey, wait a minute. Did you mean to say what you said so that I would feel this way? Of course, we have to mind our own feelings, but it makes sense to find out if a person really meant that. So, just give me your thoughts on that kind of communication when someone, misunderstand, what someone is saying or what they mean. How do you think, what is the best way to solve that? How do you get past these misunderstandings?
you have to also keep in mind the maturity level of the person that you're dealing with. Everyone's on a different level, and you can say the same thing to someone else, and they just perceive it differently. So
Right.
it's the maturity level of a person and how much they really want to interact with the person.
Right.
So
Right.
if they hear something and they think that, wait, was he talking about me? Oh my gosh, I can't believe he said that. So it's all up to that individual. And like I said, a lot of it has to do with maturity and, the way you look at things in life. I've gotten to a point in my life where I don't jump really fast. I try to sit back and make sure I get both sides of the story. Because, like the Bible says, well, not the Bible, I'm sorry, but it's just like it says, always three sides. It's the right side, your side, and the right way. Let me get it right.
Right.
It's your side, her side, and the right side.
Right. Right. Right.
So it's always going to be another side that's not being spoken or understood. So sometimes you just have to sit back and just think about it. And, but then you have to realize certain people who you're dealing with. You just have to be comfortable in you and knowing that you can diffuse any situation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I will totally agree.
See, you're really good at that. You're really good at that because you've been taught me some things, and I think I shared this with you. Certain things, the way you handle certain situations, I really admire that because that helped me and that taught me in dealing with other situations that I've come across. And just sitting back, no need to act like that.
No.
And just listen, take it in, let it filter in your brain first before you respond.
Right.
So you taught me to do that. So that's what I've been doing for these last couple of months.
Okay. All right. I'm going to respond to that and say something else, but I want to say hello to Marla C. She just says hello, and I want to acknowledge her and say hello and thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. I will remember these fine folks. Just say hello to Marla.
Hi, Marilyn. Thanks for joining in. Appreciate you.
It's Marla.
Marla.
You said Maryland.
Marla.
You said Maryland, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Right. See, now you were saying Maryland because you thought I said something else. And you see how that, could have exploded and got out of hand. Of course, that's kind of petty, but the concept and the principle is the same.
Right.
Okay. Although I didn't have anything specific or particular because this can apply to anything. So as much as I could have a format, in following a book here, I'm not. I do want to talk about something in particular, though.
Okay.
The truth. The truth is something sometimes that's hard to believe. Can you relate to that? The truth is sometimes hard to believe, and I'm going to let you respond to that, but I want to say the truth is hard to believe because sometimes we may not want to accept it. And I've been having trouble dealing with that, man. And, can you give me some therapy tonight on that? Because sometimes the truth and facts and proof don't seem to matter in cases. Husbands and wives are business partners, neighbors. That's why they have courts. We always talk about it. We say with Bible and then we catch ourselves and don't want to talk about the Bible. I'm not ashamed of it, but I get so much from the Bible. But it talks about, if you have an ought with your brother, you talk to your brother and then you bring somebody else in that you can examine things. And getting to the bottom of the truth sometimes is kind of hard to deal with, but we have to be okay with the truth, even if we don't like it. So I'm going to let this turn into a therapy session. I'm going to need you to help me tonight because I'm having trouble. I mean, I guess the newness of where I'm coming from is trying to be okay with examining every situation I encounter, and looking for the actual truth. And dealing with it, whether I like it or not, just finding a way to accept it and being okay with it. Help me with why, that doesn't happen, even on TV, when you look at things in, politics or you look at the news, every situation has to do with somebody just doing something that is probably against the law or against the rule or that violates someone's space or their rights. And instead of looking at, okay, what's common here? If it's a good practice to either do unto others as you would have them do it to you, or not do unto others as you would not have them do unto you. Everybody can relate to that. If you don't want me to hit you in the forehead with a hammer just because I'm mad, then don't you do that to me. If you don't want me going in your house and eating up your, potato chips while you're gone, then don't go in my house. So if you find, like every time if you watch the news, you find somebody did something that was in violation of either law or basic principles or just rights, morals. And instead of fussing or fighting about it, why not just deal with it? Come on, man. So please help me, because my hands are up and I just want to, kind of, get some help on what do you do when you look at the news and you see this stuff? How do we find that place in our homes, to not just homes, in society? How do we find that place to be at peace?
Well, you know how when we were growing up, you always heard a saying that the truth hurts. So it's painful. So, right is right, and sometimes we don't want to hear right. We don't want to be corrected in our wrongness. And we know we're doing wrong, but we don't want to be corrected. So we get an attitude, we get mad, or people just do things because they can, or, and it's all, I think it stems from your upbringing, your beliefs. It stems from things like that, your childhood, because if you're taught, our parents teach us, don't lie to us, don't lie. But think about it, we lie to our kids. People lie to us. We lie about the Easter bunny.
I don't lie to my son.
Santa Claus. So these are things that we explain things, and it'll help us as we get older to know the difference between right and wrong. And understanding the truth is good to just tell the truth and just be able to accept the truth and live in your truth. But it stems, I think, back from, each individual's upbringing and home, home training. My cousin told me something once that I really couldn't comprehend. I just knew everybody had money. So when we would go out of town or go to, little field trips or in school, I would have like $100 in my pocket. And the other kids wouldn't have any money. I just could not understand that. I'm like, that can't be possible. But everybody's different. Everybody's raised different. So we have to learn not to just question it, but try to understand it.
Right. Okay. Well,
we can't say.
Say it again.
I said we can't say why that person did that. Or why would you not understand this? Why, if I'm telling you this, why won't you accept it? It's up to that individual. It's on that individual. But it's our attitude that determines our altitude.
That's true. And with that being said, we talked a few weeks ago, and I told you I was going through this, self-awareness, self-improvement, self-help, process over the past couple of years. And I'm finding myself at a place today where I'm more content than I've ever been. I'm at peace, with myself and how I am. I understand how and why I am the way I am. And I even understand, how someone may see me based on my personality traits and character traits. And I'm okay. I'm just trying to be that person that practices what they preach. And as I examine situations in my life, I don't want to be insensitive or inconsiderate or just feeling less, without feeling, but I want to make that effort to remove my personal feelings, from situations, especially if there's chaos or disagreement, because you got to find a way to bring about peace. And I think we all have it in us to be peacemakers. And if you really want to have peace with your sisters or your brothers or your neighbors or whatnot, you have to find that place to kind of look at something from someone else's point of view. At least be open to it. So I'm just trying to move forward. And I guess that's another one of the things that this podcast is about, just bringing awareness to how to handle conflict or chaos. And I think the first thing to do is try to be mindful of how much of what you're saying, thinking, or doing is your personal agenda as opposed to what's actually happening, in front of you. So That's just my little
Right.
spiel.
I agree with that.
Hmm. So, what else is going on with you? You moved, didn't you?
Yes, I have a fantastic home. I'm very happy. And I'm taking on my first home project. I'm painting my living room myself.
You're doing it yourself.
I'm
So where'd
doing
you
it
go? Do you
myself.
went to the store and you got paint brushes and stuff? How do you know how to paint? You ever painted before?
Yeah, yes. My grandfather was the type of man that taught all the kids how to do everything, boys and girls. So
Mm-hmm.
he taught us how to paint and make the blue tape, put that around, then you paint the walls, go up and down, not sideways. So I got a couple of rollers. I want to get busy, and I'm so motivated to just do it. And I was trying to figure out, should I get a handyman to do it? No, you can do this. So I've been talking to myself and motivating myself. I'm doing it myself.
Okay.
This is mine. I want to do it my way.
So you're just painting the living room of your new place.
The living room and the dining room, painting everything downstairs
So let me ask you this: are you
except the
painting
kitchen.
it because you don't like the color, or because your new place already needs paint?
Well, everything is white. Everything is white. And my color scheme is gray, silver, and black.
Okay.
So I want my living room a beautiful gray, like a soft gray.
Right.
And then my furniture will be silver and black or gray and black with silver accents.
Mm-hmm. Hey, no, before you go, if any of my viewers right now, all 4, 6, or 12 of you, if you'd like to talk to me, I'd love to chat with you. All you have to do is send me an email to Travis Bridges 2 in the subject. Just put in the subject, call me. Let's see if I can find let's see. Okay, you can email travisbridges2 at AOL.com. And then the subject, just put call me. Leave your name and number, and I will call you and we can chat. It's just a slow start right now. I'm perfectly okay with that. And I will check that email in a few minutes before we go. And if I get a caller, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and let you go. But we can just keep doing some little small talk right now, because I am getting
Okay.
more comfortable in my seat and with my headsets. And I'll look back at this and listen and make a few adjustments. Probably next week, I'll get my introduction done.
Okay.
And some of the other things I'm gonna do with the live stream. So what else is going on, man? Come up with something. Let's talk. Help me out. I know I'm the host here, and I can't have my guests coming up with subjects. You know, what do you think of what's going on? Well, we won't talk about politics. Let's not do that. Let's keep talking about your place. So you're painting like gray, the living room and the dining room, you
Yeah.
said?
I need to figure out how much paint to get. So that's something I need to do. And because of modern technology we have now, I'm thinking I should just take pictures of everything, what I want to paint, and then go to Home Depot and put them to work and see what they suggest. How much paint do I need to cover this?
Well, I think if you
So
measure the height and width of the wall, that'll help them to help you decide how much paint you need. You know what I mean?
okay, why can't I just give them the square feet of the room?
Well, you can do that or measure it. If it's already been measured, you don't have to measure it. That means you know it already. So, yeah, just give them the square footage of the room and the walls. And,
Okay.
yeah, then they'll be able to tell you. Because there's some smart folks over
Yeah.
there.
See, we need more women who can do things on their own, you know?
Says
and
who?
not just wait on just a man to just come do it. Not to say we don't need a man. I'm
What?
just saying. Yeah, we need y'all. Yes, we do. But it's just some things, you know, we could do ourselves. You know?
Like what?
Like change our tires, change the faucets, change the light bulbs, except kill spiders and bugs in the house.
Oh,
strictly
you
a
want to be
man's job.
selective. Okay. So you
Yeah.
want to call the man for the dirty work. Is that what you're saying?
There you go. That's
Ah.
right.
Oh, and you're admitting it too.
Men are superior now. Let's keep it real. Y'all are superior beings.
Ooh.
Y'all
I
were
didn't
made
say that,
first.
y'all. She said it. I didn't say
said
that.
it. That's my opinion. That's my opinion.
Why?
Men are the
Why do you
superior
think
ones.
men are superior?
Well, you guys are the head. You're the covering. You were made first, and we were created to be your helpmate, to be on the side of you. That's why that rib is there.
Okay.
I said we complete the slab. You know what I mean?
I'm not
It's a
saying
slab
I
when we
agree
get
with
together.
it or not, but I'm just want to, I want it to be said that I didn't say that. I did not say that men are superior to women. I'm not going to say that. Is that what you're actually saying?
I'm saying men are, in my opinion, me, my own words, me. Just my opinion. Men are the superior being
Mm.
because God created you guys first. So you listen to what I'm saying. See, interpretation again. We back to what we started talking about.
I'm just making
My
sure I'm
opinion
clear.
is that, yeah, you're hearing right. Men are the superior being, in my opinion, because God created man first. Woman came second. So when you took that nap, God did that surgery, he took that rib out and created us. So we have a significant role as well. Not to discredit being a woman, but just knowing my place as a woman, and that, like I said, men are the superior being.
Okay.
Men are the head of the house, you know. They're
Of
the
what
providers,
house?
the protectors.
The head of what house? The head of what house?
Of their house, of their home. Any
Ah.
men, real men that are out there, superior men who take their roles seriously as husbands and fathers and big brothers, and men who protect the women and cover the homes and provide for the homes, feed the kids, be fathers to the children, fathers to the fatherless. Those are the men I'm talking about.
Okay. On a side note, you're talking about houses. Let's talk about dating for a minute. What is a man's role, if he's dating a woman, and what is the woman's role, in dating, in your opinion?
Okay, well, in my opinion, I feel like the same thing. A man can, we don't have to, you don't have to pay for dinner all the time. You can go out, either, you're just meeting or just dating. You do, share the role. You buy dinner this time, I buy dinner next time. Or I buy breakfast this time, you buy the lunch. It's about, I think just doing your part, or just, being able to do your part. Don't just sit there and, well, he needs to buy breakfast, lunch, dinner. He needs to do this. He needs to do that. No, the chivalrous things like opening the door, closing the car door for you, opening the car door, opening the door, walking beside you, or,
Wait, so who
just
opens the
going to
door for who? What are you saying? You saying when you talking
the
about open?
man, right, does the chivalrous things, like,
So
do the
so you
manly
think a
things.
man should or is supposed to open the door for a woman?
I think he should.
And you think a man should, if someone's going out on a date, a man should pay for the date?
Not if they're going to do a first date. Me personally, I would do half. On the first date, I wouldn't expect the man to pay for everything the first date.
Who does that though?
Well, I guess it depends on some independent women who are really independent.
Independent women.
Yeah,
What is an
some
independent woman?
independent women. An independent woman makes her own money, calls her own shots, makes her own way until she is found by that special man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so if a guy meets a lady and they plan a date, they should talk about who's going to pay before they go out.
No.
How does that work?
I think it depends on how it comes about. Like how they actually meet up. So you're in the grocery store and y'all buggies bumped, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And "Oh, no problem, I'm good." And he's like, "Well, my name is such and such or whatever. Want to try to talk and exchange numbers and want to go out." And he initiates it. I think maybe he would pay for the first night. But then if you guys go out a second
Why?
night, then the female will pay.
Why? Well, okay. Is that because he initiated it? That's why he should pay.
Yeah, I think the first round he could.
What do you think would be the perception of a man who asks a lady out and then says, I think you should pay for your own meal. We're just out to get to know each other. Would that be frowned upon, you think?
Well, again, it depends on the woman. If it was me, I wouldn't have a problem with it because I can handle myself. So if we going out and you tell me I got to order off the kitty meal, then that's telling me something right there. No, I want the steak and the lobster, bruh. I can pay for it. So, you got to sometimes, draw the line in the sand. Like, okay, well, I could afford this to pay for me, and maybe how about I pay for you?
Wait, say that again? You mean a woman
If
pay for a man's meal on
Yeah,
a date?
I've done it. Yeah, when I was dating, I've done it several times.
What?
Yeah.
How did that work out? Give me a scenario.
Okay, we would go to dinner. Well, he would pick me up, and we would go out to dinner. A friend of mine, we went to the crab house. He loves seafood, so I treated him to the crab house, and he was just like, "You're gonna pay?" I said, "Yeah, why not?" And that just took him to a whole nother level of respect for me. And even though it didn't work out, he wants to live in another city, and I didn't want to move, so we just decided to be friends. But he said that was very, it did something to him. It was just like, wow. So, it's good to be that way sometimes. To let them see that, I'm just not trying to, either hook you or try to bleed you dry or see what's in your bank account. Because when you actually come together as one, you should be one. It's your money, it's his money, and it's our money.
But we're talking about the dating process. When you're talking
Yeah.
about coming together as one, that's long after dating. We're just talking about
Right.
like,
But in the beginning, we establishing that.
okay.
Sometimes men don't feel that women have their back. So at least this way, you going out on a date, and it's like, well, dang, he don't want to eat because he got to make sure he can pay for your meal. But if you show you can pay for your own, that'll give him a little more security as a man. Stroke their ego a little bit.
Mm.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll just take your word. I don't know. I don't get too many dates these days, but I guess if I went out, I guess I would follow suit. Let me just go ahead and give my spiel. Let's just say if I did have a date and I went out, I guess I would probably, get my coin together and try to pay for it only because of, what society says and maybe it's what's supposed to happen. But in my heart and mind, let me just say the truth. Let me look into my camera so I can say this. I think we should pay for our own meals. If you're just getting to know somebody, maybe you should. But there's no way
Yeah.
to clear that up. You just can't go out with someone that you're interested in, especially with the way we're taught, and just say, hey, I think you're going to pay for you need to pay for your own steak or potatoes or chicken or whatever you got. I don't think a woman would, I think she would look down on a man if he did that. But the truth in the matter is, if you're both two working and you're both, single households, you work for your money just like I work for mine. Where's this written
Right.
rule that says, I've got to pay just because I'm the man, or I've got to pay just
Exactly.
because I don't want to talk myself out of a date, and not saying that I wouldn't. If I was fortunate to have one, then I would probably do it. But, maybe after I get to know, I say, listen, I wasn't too comfortable. But then maybe you shouldn't do that. If you're not comfortable, maybe you should just be yourself and say, hey, if we go out, I ain't buying you nothing. But
You gotta be like
you
that.
just,
Golly.
you just can't say that. You just can't say it, because here's what happened. You go out and you spend $80 on a date, and you say, okay, have a good night, and you look in your account and you're $80 short. And
Exactly.
her account is right where it was. And should it be like that? And says who? I sure would
Right,
love
and
to
that's
have
what I'm
someone.
saying because that's supposed to be the norm. I don't think that's the norm. I like to do things totally opposite of what people think should be the norm.
And you're all okay with paying for a meal for a guy.
Yeah, and we're not at McDonald's either.
Mm.
You talking about a nice sit down restaurant? I mean, you don't have to go to try to break the bank. If you're just getting to know each other and you're going out, okay, go to Chili's or Applebee's or Red Lobster, or
Listen, you're
someplace.
giving all
Just
these plugs. I know we only have like a half a person watching and listen, but all these names you're mentioning, you know, uh, the Super Bowl was just on last week, and I'm even plugging them now. They get $5 million for a spot, and you just giving them all just plugs right now. What's up with
well, we
that?
need to get some endorsements from them. That's what we'll do.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll let you call them and see if they'd like to have a commercial. Wouldn't it be cool when you and
I'm
me will
sure
take a
could.
break and then one of those commercials from one of those places you just mentioned. She's talking about she's right. Mirla said you're right. What is she
See?
right about, Mirla? What do you think she's saying you're right about? About paying for your own meal or paying for a meal for a guy? What is she right about? I'm on a delay. It's like 10 seconds. So what I'm saying
Right.
is not getting out there till 10 seconds. And what they're typing is not getting back to me until 10 seconds. That's the beauty of YouTube and live streaming as opposed to TV or radio when it's a little bit more instantaneous.
Right.
So yeah. Okay.
So that's your next spot. TV.
Yeah, well, you never know.
That's right.
And I appreciate
Following
you,
the song.
being my guest tonight. It'll get intense. You know what I did? I have some live streams that are pre-recorded where I get a little more intense, and I'm kind of looking forward to a few of those because I really like to get into the brain of whoever I'm, interviewing or chatting with. And a lot of those conversations do get real deep and heavy because I like to hold people accountable for what they say and what they mean. And you're kind of touching on something.
Exactly.
You said a couple things, and I was like, this is an opportunity to really just go in. But I think I'm just going to be nice right now. And because, we go back, you kind of different. I don't want to get into nothing with you. I'm just going to let you talk and say whatever you want to say and be like, yeah, all right. Because it's you. But
We could do another round. We could go another round.
I know maybe not another round, but another subject because we're just kind of chopping it up right now. Maybe we need to get one of those subjects where maybe we have different views, and then that's what I don't want to be. I don't want to have a fighting show, but I do
No.
want to display how we say things that we are not always focused on because I do it too, and I guess if you catch me doing it and you call me on it, I'm gonna go ahead and let you do what you do because I won't fight you. Anyway, there we go. What's coming up next? Valentine's. Do you have a Valentine's
Yep.
date? Do you have a special plans for Valentine's?
Nope.
What?
Nothing at all.
Nobody's invited you out?
Nope. I'm really focusing on getting my house together. That's my main thing. And everybody says, slow down. It's going to take a long time. No, it's not. Because I know what I want to do. I'm focused and I want to get it started. I want to get the process started so I can really just come in the door and just, it's like I want it. So I'm not going to stop till I get where I want.
Well, I have to get you guys a housewarming gift at some point in time. Do they do registries for housewarming like they do for babies and marriages and stuff?
Of course. They do all that good stuff. Yeah.
Do you have a registry set up somewhere?
I have a registry at Wells Fargo, Bank of America.
Okay.
Cash out.
Okay.
And we'll speak to them about sponsorship too.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, I want to see what I can get y'all like a 24 pack roll of toilet paper or something like that. Because you wouldn't turn it down if I showed up with a.
Sure would, as long as it's good stuff.
Right. Well, I won't let you, use sandpaper. No, I'll get you a good 24 roll of something good.
That'll work.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get into that. Anyway, I guess I don't want to hold you up too much. I guess I'll try to wing it by myself. I only have 15 more minutes to go. And I'm going to see what happens if I let you go. So you'll come back on with me one day once I get, up to snuff. I appreciate you hanging out.
Of course. And it was a pleasure to speak and talk to everybody and everybody listening. And I just want to say thank you again and encourage you to keep it up and just take it little by little. And great things are coming.
Oh, and that thing we talked about last week, that thing we've been talking about, I'm going to call you later on in the week and, fill you in on it because,
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that. We can't talk about that on Swym, Pwym. I'm looking for an email. I've got nothing. Nobody wants to talk to me. That's okay. They'll be trying to talk to me one day, and I'll be like, have your people call my people. You know how it gets. Nobody will remember these days where we're just sitting here with three people clicking on and clicking off. Oh, by the way, I'm going to go to another channel, too. I have another channel called Swym, Pwym, and once I get it tight, I'm going to just switch over to that channel. And then I'll have to build that up because you know how many subscribers I have now?
How many?
402. That's 402 people that have actually clicked on my channel. Sorry.
Wow.
How do you get away from a yawn on TV? I've never seen an anchor person do it, but we're not on TV. What was I talking about? Did I lose my train of thought? You know what? I've been, getting sleepy early. Is that because I'm getting older? Because I'm doing 2 workouts a day now.
Look, we getting old. It's called a spade.
Man, it's like 9, 10 o'clock now, man. I'll be trying to make my way to the bed.
Exactly. We have 100, man.
You better speak for yourself. You ain't talking about me.
I have 102 pennies. I have 102 pennies.
Yeah, well, that's you. You speaking for yourself. I ain't nowhere near none of that.
Look, I'm just keeping it real. But
Yeah,
I'm glad to be here.
You go ahead and do that. Well, what were we talking about?
That's the main
Oh, my
thing.
God. What's happening to me? I'm not even embarrassed. What was I talking about just now before we went into that? What were we talking about?
See, having a moment.
Am I? Is that what it is?
Yeah. A senior moment.
It's okay. I tell you what I'm going to do now. This is proof that I need to go ahead and set up a format and have somewhere to go instead of just chit-chatting. But I'm listening in my headset.
Yeah.
You see my headset right here? I've got it in, and I've got levels marked as to where I'm going. And I even have my music in the background just to see what it sounds like. Oh, you hear this song that's playing right now?
No, I don't hear that.
Oh, no, of course you can't hear them. Well, right now in the background, there's a song that's playing that's a part of my 2009 Milk and Honey release, and it's called Plebe Summer. And this song was inspired by my son when he went off to the Naval Academy in 2010. I was working on my CD project, and I named this song Plebe Summer because of what he went to. Plebe Summer for the Naval Academy is equivalent to boot camp for any of the other armed forces. And that's what they're called at the Naval Academy. They're called plebes. And then you have plebe year and you have plebe summer. That's when you first go in and you get, I guess, the initiation.
You're getting lower.
Lower?
Your volume is going down.
Oh, I think I know why. My volume to you is a little different than what's going out. But I was saying, this song that's in the background right now is entitled Plebe Summer. It's on my 2009 Milk and Honey CD. And it was inspired by Plebe Summer. Plebe Summer is equivalent to the to boot camp for the Naval Academy plebes. They're called plebes. And this song was inspired because part of me felt like when my son went to the Naval Academy, I knew that it was a prestigious, university, and it wasn't going to be easy for him. And the very first day he got there, they were pulling rank and, letting them know who was who and who wasn't. And I could see that it was going to be tough for him. So, of course, in addition to praying and knowing that he already had what he needed to get through that, I just knew that every day I would wake up and I would be like, man, my son is in the hand of the Naval Academy. Not that I had anything to worry about, but I knew that none of his days or nights would be easy. So, when we created this song for my CD project, I couldn't help but think about every day and night that he would go through, to get through, not just plebe summer, but plebe year, and then 3 more years after that, and then 5 years of service just to get a jump start on his life. And of course, he's graduated now and he's did his time, and he's a civilian now and he's doing his thing. So when I hear this song in the background now, when I think about it, it doesn't even have a saxophone on it, on purpose, because of everything that I imagine he would go through during his time there. So there's the history of plebe summer from the 2009 release of Milk and Honey from yours truly, Travis Bridges. So yeah, we've got only 10 minutes left, and I said I was going to let you go 5 minutes ago, but I'm going to go ahead and let you go now, and I'm going to try to ride it out the rest by myself and see how, how that goes. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. Looking forward to another night with you on the line, and I will get you that 24 pack, in the next couple of weeks or so.
They'll match your set.
Yeah, well, I think they're only coming in white now, so you have to be okay with that. Hey, that's nothing. Why don't they make colors in
When I say match your set, I mean you gonna do toilet paper, you gotta do paper towels too.
Oh, really? We'll wait till you have an anniversary, and then we'll do a housewarming anniversary. So you'll get paper towels. You'll get paper towels this time, and then you'll get the bathroom tissue. I don't even like calling it toilet paper. Is it toilet paper or bathroom tissue? Which is it?
It's bathroom tissue.
Why not toilet paper? Because it sounds like raunchy.
Yeah, toilet paper sounds just like it sounds. See? Interpretation.
Toilet paper. Hey, give me a roll of toilet paper. Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. Which aisle is the toilet paper on? Ma'am, the bathroom tissue is on aisle 7.
Right.
We don't sell toilet paper. Oh, man, I must be getting sleepy because I'm getting silly. But anyway, I'm going to really let you go because I have 8 minutes to go, and I'm going to try to ride out. Thank you. We'll chat tomorrow. I'll holler back at you. Maybe the weekend or next weekend.
Yes,
I'll try to get up there and holler at you. Tell my baby girl I say hello, and I'll see y'all soon.
I sure will.
Okay,
she's
be good.
skinning and grinning.
Oh, she's there?
Have a good one.
She's there now?
No. I'm saying, no. This was earlier. She was skinning and grinning.
Oh, she's happy about the new place and all that.
Yes,
of course.
Yes.
Okay. Well, be good. Love you. Thank you so much. We'll chat soon.
Love you too. Have a good one.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Hey, y'all. Well, I'm back and I'm alone now. And I'm going to go ahead and close out. My name is Travis Bridges, and this is edition number 2 of my podcast or live stream, simply entitled Swym, Pwym. Say what you mean and play what you mean. I'm saying now what I mean because I want to bring awareness to, how we talk, meaning what we say and making sure that what we are saying is being conveyed and who we're talking to is clearly hearing what we are saying, examining what we're saying or what we're dealing with for the truth and not necessarily that caters to how we feel or what we think or what we believe. I think there's a lot of that going on in society, and it is, I believe, the leading cause of chaos and disagreement, and it's the opposite of peace when we get in those situations. I don't believe in my heart that any situation should go unsolved. You may not like, the result of something, but you have to be okay with the truth because the truth is supposed to set us free. But many of us want to be bound Why? I don't know. For our own selfish um, desires, I guess, our own to satisfy our own flesh or our own thoughts. But I just want to, be proactive as it relates to getting to the bottom of what is the truth, even if we don't like it. In addition to that, I'm going to be writing a book. And this live stream is going to be in regards to that book. There will be a spinoff of each other. Thank everybody who was here, Tony Morrow and Mirla, and whoever else is here that I can't see. It's okay. I appreciate you. I'm going to take it to the house and get some rest. This is Valentine's Sunday, and, I tell everybody in regards to making plans, unless I have a paid gig, I will be where I promise to be, and I'll hang out or do whatever I'm required to do, just like my Sunday live stream. But I've been getting a couple of offers. Clearly, things are changing with COVID and, the pandemic and how we're doing things. So people are starting to get out a little bit. And, of course, hopefully we're taking precautions still. But I have a couple of offers on the table. And if I get one and it's a paying gig, I'm going to have to get with y'all next week. Don't hold it against me. And this will be Valentine's. If I don't get that gig, I'll be in here on Sunday night making it do what I do. And I'll do a special edition. I'll try to play some love music for those who will gather around and be a part of that. But until next Wednesday, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you. And have a good night as you make your way through the rest of the week. Find somebody you need to say I love you to. Don't just say it. Show it to them and be good. Okay? Until the next time, take care. Okay. Oh, let me stop this. Yeah. Okay. All right. Good night, everybody. And where is it? Oh, here we go. Thank you. Good night.